me know if you get the notification. I have taken Do Not Disturb off. You're free to call the number that's on the screen if you have any questions, concerns, things that you want to talk about, something that might need context. I don't know. We'll just mix it up. Anna, what's up? How's it going? Hope you're doing swell. Thanks for being here. Got big plans for Memorial Day? I don't. I'll just be making videos. I think the next video I'm going to make is every office wants to be Google. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. There's the number. Call me maybe? Sorge, what's up? Actually, I should probably change this title to be Q&A. How do I do that? Analytics? Nope. I don't know if I can do it while it's live. Oh yeah, I can. There we go. What's up, Chief? Rise, dude, I'm good, man. Oh, we got one. We got one, guys. Here we go.
Call from
Jaden.
To accept, press 1.
Jaden, how's it going?
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up, dude? How can I help?
Yeah, so I've been interested into electronics and developing for a while. Never got into it. Found your channel back when I had like a true passion for like coding and all that. But ever since that, I kind of got out of that passion. And then you started posting more like business, entrepreneur, and corporate cringe and all that stuff. And I was really interested in that. I still am. And I was just wondering, like, what would be the best ideal business to start right now, especially in this pandemic, that could really just be something that goes through any recession?
Yeah, so I think the most recession-proof business is an OnlyFans, but I'm gonna guess you're probably not gonna do that. So I think probably like I don't know what your skill sets are. I can't say this is the best business to open because if it was, everyone would open it and it would have no value anymore. Like, what's your skill set?
Well, I'm more of an entrepreneur. I don't code myself, so nothing with developing, but something I'm more into like real estate and more financial kind of thing.
So for like a real estate business, I think most people make money off selling courses about real estate, but I don't know enough about that. Finances, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what business to open based on those skills because I don't have those skills.
Yeah. So I've seen that you were trying to get your pilot's license. How has that been going?
It's pretty good, dude. Thanks for asking, man. It's expensive, but it's going. It's been kind of crazy weather, so I can't go lately, but
wow.
It's good, dude.
Yeah, my grandfather, he was a general in the United States Air Force.
That's dope, dude. That's cool. All right, man.
Well, I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for taking my call.
Yeah, dude. Sorry I don't have like the perfect answer for that, but good question. Good question.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Have a great day,
See you,
man.
Dude. What's up, chat? How's it going? Someone said, do you invest in real estate? No, I don't. Someone said, what's up, dude? What's up, dude? You got a topic for the dream? What? Financial auditing? Yeah, but that's just, how would you open a business for financial auditing? That's just what your accountant does, kind of, right? Flipper video is so cringe, yeah. Josh, I got a sponsor. How do I make sure they like me and want to use me again? You got to ask them, are you open to a long-term relationship, mainly? Catching a live stream from the start? Dude, Paul, welcome back.
Call from
Brendan.
Brendan, what's up, dude? How can I help?
What up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
So I got my first programming job. First interview on Monday, and they're telling me to program in C language, and I don't know anything about C language. Is it possible to learn a computer programming language in a weekend?
I don't know. I think there's a couple of YouTubers who would say that, yeah, you could do it in a weekend, but C language is probably pretty difficult. Why What job
I know
uses
Python.
C?
I know Python already pretty decently, and this is going to be my second language I'm picking up.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I don't know. I mean, if they hired you based on Python, then you should be good to go.
have you ever learned a language in a weekend?
No, but I mean, I'm gonna show up on day one and I'll be like, all right, what do you need me to do? And based on the task, I'll learn the language that I like, the bits and pieces that I need to do the job. There's no way that you can learn a whole language, and the whole language is not going to be useful to you, anyways.
Sorry, what was that? I don't understand what you.
Like the whole language, if you were to learn the entire language of C this weekend, the entire language of C is not going to help you probably build the individual tasks that you have. Like you don't need all of it all at once, is what I'm saying. Like maybe you need all of it, but not all at once.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the basics.
Like
Maybe that will.
you should ask like what is going to be your first task, and then try to like build a little baby version of that task.
Yeah, they said it's gonna be a surprise problem.
Why would they do that? Well, you already have the job. Why is it like a game? I don't get it.
I don't have it. This is an interview on Monday.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of stupid that they would do that. Like, if they know that you do Python and they're bringing you in for an interview for C, like they should at least like. Typically, you say what should I prepare for, and they say, okay, this is what we'll be going over in the interview. And companies that make it like this fucking game that they're like, well, it's a surprise, and you'll have to figure it out when you get like that's. I don't know, dude. I think that's pretty immature of them.
I don't think this company is. It's like I think it's like a real hardcore engineering company. They do like embedded systems. I don't know. It seems like it's no joke around. I don't know how the web development side of things are, but I feel like embedded systems are like no joke kind of programming companies.
I don't know. It seems like they would want to hire the best, but they would also have a decent hiring process and not like. Have you asked them what should I prepare for?
No, I just received one email telling me to come in on Monday, 2 p.m. for 2 hours. And they told me that they're going to give me a problem that they did a while back for a client, and they're going to tell me to redo that problem.
Okay.
How to solve it.
You should send them. You should send them a message that says, "Is there anything specific I should prepare for the problem that you want me to solve on Monday? As you know, I'm a Python developer, not C, so I'd like to be able to prepare." And see what they say. Like that's like the best bet.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to go into this. I prefer to go into this blindly. I don't want to ask them any more questions and bug them.
You're not bugging them. They already brought you into the interview. You're already on the schedule. Like you should have like that abundance mentality, you know? Like just ask. Like what are they gonna say? Nothing. Like sorry, we're not gonna. They either don't respond because it's Memorial Day weekend. So you're going on a Monday on Memorial Day?
They said Monday.
Weird.
I guess they don't follow vacation guidelines.
Memorial Day is a pretty normal holiday. That's odd. Yeah. So you should definitely ask like, what should I prepare for? I'm a Python dev, not C, and just say that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's reasonable. I don't think that's gonna annoy them. I think that's a very fair question. Like, it has to go both ways. They should be fair about their hiring process.
Yeah. But anyway, your girlfriend's pretty hot, and I'm dipping right now. See ya.
Okay, bye. All right. Someone said, "Hey Josh, I'm Spade. Really love your content, man. Could you please give me advice for someone who barely has motivation to start coding?" You don't need motivation. It's a myth. You get motivated after you do the work. I know it's backwards, right? Like you don't get motivated, then go do the work. You do the work, and then you get motivated like 2 minutes afterwards. Yeah, if they aren't willing to accept that answer, run, don't walk away. I don't know. You don't need to learn like the entire language in a weekend. Why would you want to try to learn the entire language? Why would you not want to try to learn what you need to know to do the job? Like, yeah, you need some fundamentals and some basics, but you know.
Call from
Alan.
Alan, what's up? How can I help? Welcome to the stream.
Oh, first time. I've been a long time lurker, first time caller, and I actually have two questions. One of them is about my particular experience with programming. It's more of what to do with it because I've been doing. I started with R, doing data science, and then I did a fellowship out in San Francisco, and I had to work with C++. And then when I was talking with a bunch of other developers, they told me that Python was the best to learn first. So I was like, okay. So now I've just been going down the rabbit hole of doing a lot of HackerRank and
Why? Like, you got to
um,
ask yourself why. Like, what do you want to make? What are you interested in building? That's like code is a tool. It's not the end. It's not the end product. It's a tool to build products that your company is going to sell. What do you want to make? Like, what are you interested in? What would you want to program?
I definitely want to focus on data science. As I did economics in college, so data science is definitely what I think I would like to focus on the most. But I also think web development is really cool too. Like I made my portfolio website in Flask, and it was a really good time. So, I mean, I like programming overall as something to do, but in terms of finding a job, I'm still confused on what I want to focus on because I just have a bunch of interests.
It sounds like you can apply to Python web dev jobs and then Python data science jobs, or R data science jobs if that's what you wanted. But I mean, it sounds like that's what you would move towards, right?
Yeah.
So it sounds like you answered that question. What's the other one?
The second one, I think it's more of an abstract one because I was learning about when I was learning the code, and I was thinking about all those old fellas who have like coal miners and stuff, and people telling them to learn to code. Is like, yeah, like learning to code is a great skill to have, but when you're like 55 years old and you have a very basic knowledge of SQL, HTML, CSS, and maybe a little bit of Python, like when you're competing against a bunch of kids like basically people my age, it's going to be really hard for those people to get into the workforce as a junior level developer. So I always wonder if telling those people to learn to code is actually a good thing, and it's whether they should apply those skills that they learned, whether it was in manufacturing or something before they lost that job. Um, like what should they do?
Yeah, I mean, like if you want to learn code, I mean, you got to figure out what you want to do with it. Why are you learning the code? Do you want to learn code to get a job? Do you want to learn code to make an app? Do you want to learn code to make a startup? Do you want to learn code just because you want to build your friends like photography website? Like people say, like I say, learn code. I think it's a good skill to have, but again, like I barely code, but I code when I need to. Like if I want to make an app, which I don't have any app ideas, then I'll code. If I want to mess with my website or someone else's website, then I'll code. But like I think a lot of people are just learning code for the job, and then they find out like they don't want to do it. They don't like it, or that's the industry's too like crowded, and they just want to hire young people that are college grads because they think the young people will work harder and take less money, even which is probably true. But yeah, you just gotta add, like you gotta go like two steps further. Like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the big picture? It's probably like if you're gonna learn to code, what's the big picture? What are you gonna do at the end of the day? Because even if you have a job, like just a like if you're a junior, if you're a young junior and you get a job and you work your way up, like your job is a race against time. Every time that the company cuts people, the older that you get, the higher chance that you're going to get cut because there's probably someone that can do your job for cheaper. So like you have to make yourself basically indispensable.
Hmm. And when you say indispensable, like I usually is it that in terms of soft skills or just learning more packages or more languages to the
No.
point where you know basically everything?
No, so there's no point in knowing everything because by the time you knew everything, it would be outdated because everything would change, and then you'd spend that time catching up on being outdated or getting up to speed, and then you'd be outdated again. But like when I say indispensable, I mean like you need to learn the systems of whatever job that you're working at so well that without you, they can't function as good. So like if they were to fire you, you take some sort of knowledge with you that would make it a pain in their butt. So like you have to
Hmm.
like normally they don't like that. That's why companies are really big on documentation. Companies will be like, you need to document everything that you're coding and why and where and when. It's so that people can't do that. It's so that people can't quit and just walk out with like a bunch of proprietary knowledge. But you could still do that. Like just if you know the systems that work better than anybody else, and people are coming to you to ask questions, and you're like the master, then that's what matters. It's not totally just about knowing all the frameworks and knowing all of the different like ways to code. It's like at the end of the day, it's your job, and you need code to do your job. But like if you can do your job better than anybody else, that's how you're indispensable. Like so
Okay.
soft skills too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah. I really appreciate you answering my questions, Josh. Really big fan. Hope everything's good with you and your family and everything.
Thanks, man.
And just keep doing what you're doing.
I hope it helps, dude. I know the answers are not like they're hard questions, and the answers aren't easy. So hope it helps, though.
Yeah, well, life ain't easy, so.
Yeah. All right, man.
Well, appreciate it.
All right, see you.
All right, bye.
All right. What up, chat? That's why I said real coding. Wait, what? The thing is, real coding isn't easy. There's like real coding. What is that? Is that a no true Scotsman? Real coding? Hey, I just met you. Call me maybe. This is crazy. What's up? I don't know. You ever have just like random ideas for a stream? I'm calling in about starting my own YouTube channel. Is this you? New phone.
Call from
Orlando.
Orlando, welcome to the stream. How can I help?
Hi. Nice to talk to you. Huge fan of yours. I guess my question, I'll get right to it. I start Lambda School June 1st, and I guess the reason why I'm doing it is because I've tried coding myself with web development using different like Udemy and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I have a hard time with focus, and my fear is that I'll start Lambda School and I still won't be able to focus, or I might get too frustrated. Would you have any advice for somebody who's 35, hasn't really coded much in his life? I do have a plan for what I want to do. I do want to make specific websites, but I guess it's my focus that I'm worried about.
How long can you focus right now? Like, what's your average focus look like?
I'd say maybe about if I'm sitting down learning something, maybe about 2-3 hours.
Dude, that's fantastic focus. I think that if you're sitting down coding for 2-3 hours, that's amazing. You don't even do that at work. You probably get like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Like, I think you're going in like really hard on yourself, and like there's a lot of on and off. Just like focusing for 3 hours in a row is like really, really good. I think you'll be just fine. Honestly, I think that's amazing. Like if you think that's low focus, like then I'm absolute trash, because I focus for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, 2 hours. I'm like, so sometimes it's like 10 minutes, dude.
Oh wow.
3 hours?
Okay.
Oh, you're a wizard. Give us the how. Teach us.
And I guess just one more follow up. I don't want to keep too much of your time. As I said, I'm a little older. I turn 35 next week, and I'm just nervous about jobs and how employers might perceive me after Lambda School. I know there's a lot of 19-year-olds, 20-somethings that'll be in the game, so I'm just kind of nervous of whether or not any employer would be interested in hiring somebody my age.
Yeah, for 35, yeah, you're still good. I would say like 50 plus is gonna be pretty difficult, because like they're not gonna want to the time it. Okay, so like I guess I would say if you're old enough where the time it would take to get to senior level would put you at retirement age, they're not gonna want to invest that into you, right? Like, so you're fine on that. But like also it depends on your sales ability. Like if you come in with more life experience because you're 35 and you can just manage yourself better, that's also a plus. Like a lot of 18-year-old kids, 21-year-old kids, fresh college graduates, they don't have life experience. And you're 35, you probably have a lot more life experience in them. You can just carry yourself better. It depends if you can get across that in the interview and if they care about that in the interview. I think you just have to find the right employer. But I don't think you'll have any issues. And again, you can still make yourself indispensable at the company by just learning the things that only a few people know about, and which means you're going to go have to talk to like the execs and the senior level people, and you're going to have to ask them questions that juniors would never ask. Like, where are we going with this? Oh, I have a product idea. Oh, well, let me get started on that idea and present it to you. Okay, well, now you're the only one working on something else, Like, you're just gonna have to.
Okay.
That's how you make yourself indispensable at like any job. Is just by becoming buddies with where the company is going. Like, yeah, it's good that you go in and like you do your job all day and like you do that, but also you should have some sort of vested interest in like where the big picture of the company is going. Like that will make you indispensable because everyone else is just worried about getting their ticket done, and you're worried about getting the ticket done so that the product is made. But what's next? You know, like if you can be big picture and small picture, you'll be like 21-year-olds, 18-year-olds. They don't do that. You know.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think
Well,
it'll be good.
I thank you so I thank you so very much for answering my questions. Yeah, I look forward to watching the rest of your stream, and good luck with everything else. And I definitely want to support you however I can. All right.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I hope it helps. Everyone in the chat says 3 hours is amazing. By the way, I don't know if you see that. You're a wizard.
I'll definitely look at that. Thank you so much, buddy. You have a good day.
Yeah, dude. You too. See ya.
All right, bye.
Did I miss any questions? Did I miss anything? What do you think about those coding boot camps? It depends. Go to one with a guarantee, but try self-taught first. Let's go for
Call
it.
from.
Call.
To accept, press 1.
Oh, God,
To
this is
send a
bait.
voicemail, press 2.
Oh no. Hello? New phone, who it is? Nope. Nobody answered. Oh, we got another one.
Call from.
Jace.
Jace, what's up? How can I help?
What's up, Josh?
What's up, dude?
Good stream so far. Very intriguing topics.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm starting a new job next week, despite the pandemic. Count myself lucky for that one.
That's pretty dope.
I'm pretty young, and this kind of goes off the last guy's topic where he was, your advice was make sure you're interested in the company. I would consider myself to have a fairly high level of skepticism and cynicism. I think that kind of matches your on-screen persona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, if you've ever experienced in your time at different companies, people being put off by your lack of attachment to the project itself and, acknowledging rather that it's an exchange of goods and services.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, a lot of it's like I wasn't always like this. I was actually super engaged with all the things that I was doing. It was just over time as companies were giving me the finger, I was I just cared less and less and less, and then I just saw it for what it was, which is just the exchange of work for profit and money, but yeah, people have been put off the longer when there were sometimes I was in meetings and people would just clearly see that I'm not engaged, and I would look at them and say, well, because I don't need to be here, but I think yeah, definitely people have been put off, but also that's why I worked at mostly small companies, so that I could go to the different departments and ask about how those departments work, because I knew I didn't want to work there forever. And if I got information from different departments, I could carry that on to some other startup, because at a big company you're not going to be able to just walk into the marketing department and be like, yo, what's up, but when the marketing department is one person, you're just like, hey, how's everything, got anything that I can do, just stuff like that.
This helps convey your level of interest in the company as a whole, or what was the goal there, just to broaden your skill set?
A little bit of both. It was to be honest, that's playing the game, right? It makes you really look interested in the product. It makes you look really interested in the company, and it was kind of like fake brown nosing, honestly. But I was using that information. Yeah, it was fake brown nosing, right? It was fake gargling, just like I say, give people shit for. But I wanted to know how a business runs, and I want to know how you expense things, and I wanted to know what the difference between an LLC and a C Corp was, which is where I worked, and I wanted to know what they plan to do with their money, and I wanted to know how they contacted people that were going to court that company and then buy it out and then lay us off later, and I wanted to know how to do that later if I had my own company. So I asked them how the business was working. I asked them how all that stuff. I just went undercover basically, because I knew either they were gonna let us all go, or I was gonna quit and do my own thing one day. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I just remember at my last company, I think I was a bit too open about my direct feelings, and perhaps that was caused a negative outlook amongst the coworkers.
Yep.
But yeah, those are good ideas. Appreciate your input on that, Josh.
Yeah, it was definitely like not the most, I would say, honest thing, right? But again, you play the game, and that's what I did. So, I think that there was one time where the CEO asked me like what I would do differently and what I would code the app in, and I said something like, I don't know, I said some different framework, and he fought me on it, and I was like some semantic difference, and I was like, actually, it's this, and he got mad, and then I was like, okay, I can't say that. I have to pretend. Okay, yeah, oh, for sure, Mr. CEO, yeah, anything you say, and then just keep
Yep,
asking.
you know everything.
Yeah, give them what they want to hear, but I have motivations and plans just as much as they do. So.
Yep, gotcha.
It sucks.
All right, cool.
But that's what you gotta do.
Play the game. I'll work on that.
Okay, dude. Hope
Right,
it helps.
appreciate you.
See ya. All right. This is why nobody will ever hire me. Because I know the game. But you're not allowed to admit to playing it. You're not allowed to admit to like wanting to have goals and ambitions other than the job that you're at. You know what I'm saying? The best perspective about yourself is asking what your coworkers think of you. I don't think so. I think it depends on how much you like your coworkers. If you like your coworkers, what they think of you might matter. If you think that they're all a bunch of nerds, then you probably don't care. All right.
Call from
Daniel.
Daniel, welcome to the stream. How can I help, sir?
Hey there. I was the one who ghosted you before. I feel bad about that.
What's up, dude?
Mike was on mute.
It's all good.
I am kind of in a weird position with my job right now, and I'm trying to figure out my next move. I work for my buddy's e-commerce business, sell stuff on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and I help with I have too many jobs in this particular place and not enough like support. And I've talked to them and I said, hey, I need this, I need that, trying to, communicate with them my needs. And I kind of get brushed off a lot, and it's weird. And then I don't hear from them for a while. And then they hired someone else to be part of my team without telling me. And I'm just getting like some weird signals. And these are people like that I know. So I actually went to the office the other day. We finally had some like office reopening and some people started coming back. So I was talking with one of my higher ups who's not as involved with my group. And I was like, am I in trouble? Am I going to be fired? He says, no, you're fine. So it's good to know. But they're like, but there's no room for like, you're not advancing. They want you to like do more, be more proactive. And so I just feel like, they're not giving me what I need. They're saying I'm not giving them what they need. So what am I supposed to do, man? I've been
It's time to get a new
trying
job.
to find like career changes. I can't find another job. I live in Israel. I can't find another job like what I do out here with like the skills I've gained.
Why can't you
So-
W8? Just W8.
What do you
Back to the U.S.
What do you mean?
Like you ever worked in the U.S.?
Yeah, I'm American. I
Right,
just
right.
live out here now.
Okay, so become a W8. That's what an American company that would pay you in Israel. You would be a W8 contractor. You could apply to all kinds of American, and it's actually cheaper for them because they don't have to put you on payroll, which costs them more money in tax. So that would be your selling point.
Interesting. Where would I start looking for jobs
Just
in
look
like
for.
the e-commerce realm for that?
So yeah, you'd go
Am I going on Indeed or am I going on or what?
Go on Indeed and look for contract jobs, because that's 1099. But if you're outside the country, or 1099, if you're outside the country, you're W8. So inside the country contractors, US to US companies is W-1099. Outside the country contractors, W-8. It's the same thing
Interesting.
for people that live in other countries too. Like if you live in like Germany, you would also be a W-8 contractor. Basically, anyone outside the US that works for someone inside the U.S. remotely is W-8.
I hear. And I know more of your focus is on coding, and I do have a question about that. I did like my last place I worked at like about a year ago. Everyone got laid off. It was a whole company buyout thing, and so they gave us some job trainings as we were going because they were kind enough to do that. And so I took an HTML course, got some HTML, CSS, JavaScript exposure, and like a couple of quick crash course. And that was like what I needed to kind of get beyond where I couldn't self-teach myself. Now I'm like, I feel like I can start learning more on my own, free code camp and all that to build skills. how long of like a time frame should I expect to to gain any skills if I wanted to try to find a place out here to work in that sort of field and like career change myself?
And so if you want a career change, okay.
Kids here. Also, one other thing.
Yeah.
My biggest sticking point is I have this job. It's 8 hours a day, and on top of that, I have a wife and kids. So like my time is limited as it is, and trying to sneak in things here and there to grow is a little difficult. It's like 2 under 2 right now. You know, 2 kids under 2.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, so like estimated time frame, it depends on how fast you can learn and understand CRUD with at least like one framework. Do you know what CRUD is?
I've heard of CRUD, something create, upload, something. I don't remember the exact acronym, but
yes.
I've heard of it.
It's basically just being able to post information and delete information, and edit information on a web page. And if you can make a web app where you can post a comment or a picture and you can go in and delete it and edit it later, that's a CRUD app. That's basically every web app there is, and that's kind of like the overarching basics of web dev. Just look up how to make a CRUD app with OAuth. Now you got basically everything.
Created with what? With OAuth?
OAuth, yeah. So you know, like on websites where you click the button that says like log in with Facebook or log in with Google?
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
OAuth.
sure.
That's when you use an API to log in. So if you can use an API to log in to your web app and post information and delete it, then you're good to go. Like if you just make 1 or 2 of those and apply to jobs, you're good. Like, but I would focus on learning what it takes to make a CRUD app. That's basically what every web app is.
I hear. All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Hope it helps.
I thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, dude. See ya. All right. Someone said, wait, what? Playing the game is why there's so many ineffective leaders? Bro, you gotta do what you gotta... Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Call from
Nacho.
That seems fake. Nope. Not doing it. Join Odin Project. Oh, yeah, the Odin Project would be good. Learn REST. Jack keeps saying, would you share some knowledge on sysadmin versus program? I don't know. I don't know the difference.
Call from
Alexander Cole.
Alexander, what up? Welcome to the stream. How can I help?
Wow, that's cool.
What up, dude?
No, so hi, pleased to meet you. I've been a long time lurker, watched the stream for a while, and actually, I don't code at all. Actually, I'm a videographer and photographer and voice actor and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I wanted to say one of the primary reasons I watch your channel is because you're very, very good at finding and excising the corporate BS in terms of looking at contracts and things like that. And I never thought that, all the stuff you mentioned about, LinkedIn forms, all kind of stuff was a factor, but it is, and it's extremely helpful. And I wanted to ask you, because one of the things I think is prime in being successful is having the, mentality of don't wait for someone else to teach you something you can learn on your own. I got into photography and videography when I had a bad day at work, and the guys I was working with ended up getting arrested, and I was stuck with doing a whole bunch of stuff on my own. And that night I made a decision and mentored with some people and busted my ass. And I've covered Couture Fashion Week, all kind of different stuff. And right now I'm standing on the edge of a precipice, so to speak, in terms of my professional career. And if this stuff takes off, it's going to be amazing. And it's because of people like you that I learned this. I wanted to ask you, when did you start to learn the value of self-learning? Because I feel that you're holding the key to your success in your hand and you're playing Peggle on it. Get off your phone, stop being silly, and use the information that you have, because you can learn whatever you want. You have time. That's how I see it, and I think you're cool.
It's just I don't know. You don't really get to decide what you want. If you have a job that you get to decide, do I like my job every day, and do I want to keep doing this? And if you want something else, you have to say, all right, how do I get that thing? And then can I learn to do it myself so I don't have to quit my job? And that's what I did. So, all right, I don't want to do this every single day. I'm going to do something else. But I can't quit my job because I need money to live. So shit, I guess I'm just going to figure it out as I go. And that's all I do.
For me, it's been I'm drawn to creativity. I'm drawn to new things, and I've just been pointing my camera at the sky, so to speak, and just moving where my brain takes me, and it's put me in some amazing places. And I feel that if you set your sights as high as you can go wherever you want. I mean, because like for me, the thing that I learned is like the more stuff that you know how to do, the less you have to outsource to someone else.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, you don't have to depend on anyone. Like, I get a lot of requests for video editors, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to have to wait on you to post if I want to do it right now. I get like designers on, no, I'll do it myself. I don't have to wait on you. Yeah, like I lose out on a lot of money, and it takes me more time, but I'm totally self-independent, and I don't need anybody else to do the skills that I have. And that's like confidence. When you wake up one day and you know that like you can just do everything yourself and you don't need your boss to pay you. Like you figured out how to pay yourself, so to speak, you know? But like that's just like a different level of confidence when you know how to do what your boss does. Like, how did your boss make his company and convince people to buy his product? And once you figured out how they did it, it's like, oh, I could do it too. Now I just need something to sell or some way to make money, you know? It's really, it's interesting once you figured it out, and then you see people being taken advantage of once you figured out how to do it. And that's why I'm so anti-corporate.
Yeah. One final question, and something I'm struggling with right now. Process optimization is one of the least talked about things on YouTube, and it drives me nuts. So many people show photography and videography, and people buy these pieces of equipment, and they think that all you have to learn how to do is work a camera, and that's not it. And I'm wondering, how do you learn to be efficient in your design workflow? Because I remember seeing an LTT video where one of the chief videographers, essentially his setup is made so that his computers can dance. Macros do this, templates do this, automatic settings. It's a beautiful symphony, and I've rarely, if ever, seen people break that kind of thing down. So yeah, process optimization. How do you learn it and apply it to different things?
I started off with like basic tutorials, and then I just changed the keybinds to like be efficient. And then other than that, like occasionally I'll look up a tutorial. It's more about like consistency over process optimization. Like if I know that the time it takes me to learn process optimization is going to like reduce my consistency, then I won't do it. Like every now and then on a Saturday morning, I'll lay in my bed and I'll look up like editing tricks for DaVinci Resolve or like Photoshop editing tips and tutorials. But I don't spend too much time on it because I have to execute. It's like people that like read books on how to get better, but they don't actually implement those things, but they just keep reading more and more things to get better. But like what they need to do is focusing on just being consistent at something.
Yeah, knowledge without application isn't worth very much. Well, man, you're really, really cool. I'm glad to have talked to you. Like, you're honestly, keep doing what you're doing. You're fighting the good fight, and you're spreading words that need to be spread. I wish you all the best in this pandemic time and whatnot.
Thanks, man.
If you ever need a headshot and you're in DC, hit me up.
Will do. Hey, have a good, it was Thursday, right? Have a good Thursday.
Thanks, man. You too.
That's it. You guys talking about Taryn? Dude, I think there's an 8-hour editing video that Linus Tech Tip has. It's 8 hours. How I edit videos. It's an 8-hour long video. He goes over everything. Great conversation and great stream. Hey, thanks, dude. Someone said, what do you think about the future of you? I don't think about the future of you. Okay.
Call from
Coach.
I didn't hear the name, but what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream.
Oh, hey Josh, what's going on?
What's up, man?
I'm actually glad you picked up. That's awesome.
Cool. How can I help?
So I've got a question. I'm kind of in a weird situation, I would say. So one of my goals is definitely to be an entrepreneur, start my own business. I intend to make an app company at some point. Mind you, I'm pretty young. I'm like 22. Wait, I can't hear you if you're speaking.
So the stream is delayed, so I'm just listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm a pretty young guy, mind you. I'm like 22. So presently, I have an internship at a pretty big company over the summer, full time. But at the same time, I do freelance through Upwork. I know you have your opinions about that. But yeah, I recently got like a 20-hour a week contract through Upwork. So basically, I'm going to be working about 60 hours at least over the next few months. Well, definitely over the next 12 weeks. But added to that, I'm also talking to like 2 other clients who have some work that they're looking to hire me for. So I'm wondering for some advice as far as like time management and how to basically how to handle your time in that kind of situation. Because yeah, it's definitely I feel like I'm almost like carrying myself between two worlds. One is like corporate America, the other is like entrepreneurial freelancing. So yeah, I was just hoping to get your thoughts on that.
Okay, so like, I'm gonna go with freelancing because freelancing builds your portfolio and you're in control of your rate. The other one builds someone else's product and you're not in control of your rate. That's the no-brainer for me. But the hardest part about freelancing is keeping the clients like
Yeah,
going. You know what I mean?
I'm starting to see that. Yeah, but what about when it's like a pretty big corporate company though, like a FANG?
I don't know. Do you care what you're doing? Like, do you care about what they're building, or do you care about like the salary and prestige?
A little bit of both. I mean, the salary definitely doesn't hurt, but I was lucky enough to get placed on the Microsoft Edge team for the summer, and like that's like knowing that you work on something or have the potential to work on something that billions of people are probably going to use. That's like kind of that's like it definitely gives that same feeling of like, okay, you're doing something that actually has some kind of impact in a way. But then there's also of course the appeal of starting your own business and growing it and scaling it and doing it that way. So it's kind of like a situation where stuck in between. And I've been in this situation like in this headspace for a while now, just trying to decide, okay, whether or not I want to pull the trigger and go this direction, or focus on entrepreneurship and go that direction. And I've been pushing off making that choice for a long time. But as I get older and as the years, especially I feel like especially as soon as I get to graduate college, I'll have to make that choice at some point. And I'm just like I'm kind of like hanging on the edge and not sure if I'm going to make the right one.
I mean, you're not in control of your future if you work at a company. I mean, you're in control of how far you can climb up that company according to somebody else, but you'll always be capped by somebody else and not yourself. And they'll tell you, if you work hard and you do your best that you can climb as high as you want. But that's not true. Like, someone is always going to be above you if you work at a company, and they're going to have to sign off. You are going to be limited by somebody else, no matter what, unless you truly go out on your own.
Yeah, I feel that. One last thought. I'm hoping to get your thought on. So one way I'm thinking about doing it is like, okay, let's say I do take the corporate route and try to climb there. I'm also trying to see it as like kind of like a resume builder, because one thing I've been focusing on mostly through LinkedIn is like for example, whenever I do any small client project, I post it on LinkedIn. I try to post stuff that I'm working on, trying to build like a reputation of like a guru. So I'm thinking that having that X place found company here employee on the resume might be like a great way to build reputation, get authenticity, and eventually leave that world and go into starting your own thing. But at the same time, I'm also worried about the corporate handcuffs that could potentially come with that.
I mean, yeah, you need reputation. At the end of the day, if you go out and start your own company, people need to know you exist, because marketing is the bottleneck. You can have great apps, but if nobody knows, it won't matter. So the fact that you have some reputation on LinkedIn, I don't know. That's what I recommend. Like, I got a job, worked a job, realized, okay, I know how business works. I'm going to go do my own thing now. Like, that's what most people do. They don't just start off, like, going to open their own business, because then you sell, essential oils to me and Herbalife and other things. That's not like a real business, So
the pyramid schemes,
yeah. It's not pyramid, dude. It's a reverse funnel, okay? It's multi-level marketing.
Oh, Lord, it's crazy. But yeah, we all got to make it somehow,
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
Hope it helps.
You about to say something?
No, I lost my train of thought. I'm trying to read chat and listen to you at the same time.
Okay, yeah. Busy, man, I can imagine. But anyways, man, it was really, really cool chatting with you. I appreciate the time, and I think it's awesome that you do stuff like this. So yeah, I'll leave you to it, man. Thanks again.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. See ya.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. More people want to work at Microsoft than Apple. I don't know why it's still called FANG. I don't know, dude. MLM to make all your Facebook friends hate you? Nah, dude. Look, you just message the people that you went to middle school with and you say, hey babe, hey boss babe, I haven't talked to you in forever, girl. Just have a quick question. How would you like to make $500 extra a month? I know you could use that extra 500 in these unprecedented times. Here, we're all in this new normal. I can't, dude. Like, I can't. If I read, we're all in this together, these unprecedented times, and a new normal one more time, dude. That's like a whole skit waiting to happen. Okay. 45 minutes, holy moly. Did I miss something? Nobody's calling, so put the music back, I guess. Oh, there it goes.
Call from.
My name's Josh.
No, my name is Josh. How can I help you?
Hey, so I've been watching your videos for a while. Like, I got my first job from watching your, your interviews back in the day. So I've been working at this job for like a year where I'm at right now. And we're like a small team that makes software for like a large Fortune 100 company. And this morning, my boss announced that we're going to be using micromanagement software. And I'm like, ugh, I'm like shaking talking about it. I am just, I don't know, like if I need to quit and just find a different job or, tell them I don't want to use it or what. Like I'm just perplexed about how to even react.
Do you know how they're going to use it? Because not everyone uses the full features of the micromanagement software, and then there's a whole bunch of ways to like hack your way around it. But I think mainly I would sit down with your boss and be like, why are you getting this? Do you not trust us? Do you think productivity is tied to hours? And then explain how that doesn't exactly correlate.
Yeah, I mean, like my boss, he's actually a really skilled developer. He's not just like a business guy.
He doesn't sound like a very smart guy. Like he might be skilled at developer. He doesn't sound like generally intelligent. I guess if he thinks, micromanagement software is good.
Well, I mean, they even said they're rolling it out today to try it out with the UI team for 15 days, and I'm back in, so I'm like, thank goodness I'm not on the UI team. But they're using it to take screenshots of our computers while we're working, and I'm just like not okay with that. I feel like that's okay.
I think you should just sit down and if he's gonna be like a boomer and be like, well, if you have nothing to hide, why does it matter? And it's just like, what? Like,
yeah, I can't even deal with that. Like, how you feel about a camera in your house?
Go in with him. He's gonna say that. He's gonna be like, well, why do you have, like, are you hiding something? And you go in and you be like, no, that's not the whole point of privacy. It's not about like what happened to innocent until proven guilty. Well, you're going in guilty and having to prove yourself innocent. Like it's totally backwards. But just be prepared. If the people that get that kind of software ask those questions and they think like if you don't want it, you're trying to hide something. It's like, what? Like just let anyone in your house then. Just like, well, if you don't have anything to hide in your house, let me in. You're like, wait, what? That's not the point of me not wanting you to come in. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I think you should just sit down and like have a conversation and see where he's at and just explain how this doesn't, like, does he have to do it? Like, who's micromanaging him? Where do the screenshots go? Who's holding him accountable?
Yeah, see, I'm not even sure. I kind of wonder if it's the company that we're being contracted to. Like we're building just basically microservices for this huge company, and I don't think he has to answer to anyone exactly. But the way it's written, it's like. It helps us provide accurate and substantiated reports if we are ever questioned by the client. And I'm worried that if I try to talk to him, it's just going to be like, no, it's not optional, and it's going to get really tense and confrontational. And I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I get the whole company families BS type of thing. Like I 100% agree with that. Like it's more like a sports team, and I just don't. I don't know. It's just hard for me to accept. I'm kind of like shook about it, and I'm wondering if having that conversation is gonna even help.
Okay, but like, I don't know if it will help, but at least he knows where you're at. Like, you are already thinking about getting a new job anyways. Like, you should at least talk to him, and if he values you, and what you can do and your work, then I think like you owe it to yourself to have that conversation. Like, do you want to be spied on? Are you okay with being spied on? Because if you're going to be okay with being spied on, well then, don't just roll over would be where I'm at,
Yeah. And like my I don't know if I'd call him my manager, but like the team leader, more experienced developer on my team, 5 people, expressed some serious discontentedness with the idea. Like, we were both pretty repulsed by it, so I don't think I'm alone.
You should go together then.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at what point is it staging a coup? Like
it's his company. He can fire you anyways. Don't matter. Like,
yeah,
I think
that's
just
true.
groupthink is like when everyone is like, "Hey, take a second to consider this." Maybe he would. Versus if it's just one person individually. If you all go together, you're not like making a union saying, "Hey, pay us all more." You're just saying, "Hey, bro, why are you sending screenshots that I have no control over of my computer?" Is it your computer or is it the company computer?
It's a company computer.
You should ask if you could transfer the work to your personal computer because you don't want to be tracked.
Yeah, I mean, I do already do some of my work on my personal computer, but I'm still just processing it all, trying to figure it out. And man, you have talked about this topic about corporate culture for so long, and I've just been listening to it. I feel like this has been an infinitely helpful conversation. I really appreciate your input.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I'm not trying to get you fired. Definitely don't do anything stupid because it might be hard to get another job right now. But like, you shouldn't just be like, well, this sucks, but okay. You should definitely go in there with anyone else that disagrees. Like, you have Slack or something, just post a Slack to be like, does anyone want to come talk to the boss about this with me? Because we need to just like sit down and like, at least you tried, and then it's up to you what you do from there.
Yeah, I mean, we use Teams, but yeah, same thing basically, just worse.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll do that. And I mean, I gotta ask before I take off: is the work climate really that harsh? I haven't been looking, but I'd like to think I'm pretty good.
I don't think so.
I'm not I'm not a noob at this point.
No, I think
so.
I think that you'd be fine, honestly. Like, it depends on your ability to sell yourself. Like, what have you done? Where have you worked? What's that resume look like? That dude the guy that posted the video call of everyone, or the Zoom call of everyone getting fired at Bird.
Oh yeah.
That dude was part of that, and he got a job the next day. Like, it depends on what the business is doing, but people are still hiring out there. Maybe not so much for juniors, but for you, yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate it.
All right, dude. Have a good Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. Bye.
That was a pretty good conversation. How was the call quality? Thanks, Google. It was good. Oh, do I got messages? I don't see any new messages. Oh, we're good. Someone said I came across your channel. Currently going to school for software dev because my parents wanted me to, but I'm not learning anything from the professors. Pretty normal. Same for every college. What kind of language and skills should I focus to get my foot in as fast as possible? For web apps, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, maybe a framework or library.
Call from
Blaze.
Blaze, what's up, dude? How can I help?
Hey, Josh. Fan of your channel. Been watching you for a few months. Good stuff you put up there.
Thanks, dude.
I'm one of those people you talk about. I'm 48, about to just get an AA. And I'm going to be out in the job market. I was in the Army for a few years, so that kind of held back like any civilian career. I enlisted late in life. And I'm out there looking at the market. I'm not really interested in coding. I tried learning coding, and I just hated like the tedious and repetitiveness of it. But I've always been interested in project management. And, I get it. You need to have a certain amount of technical skill to get into project management. But how can I leverage some of that life experience, some of my ad hoc project management experience into getting that level of a job without necessarily having a great technical background?
Sure. So there's actually... Go ahead.
Yeah, but you always talk about, well, if you're over 50, good luck in the market.
No, I think for like the junior dev kind of meme, but for project management, it's different. It's like project management is it's soft skills, right? You got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to delegate tasks. And if you were in the military, I'm sure you experienced a lot of that, and you probably did some yourself. How I would apply is on the job sites, you can type in like veteran, and all of those will be very lenient towards you.
Okay, great. So, pick a technical field that I like because, that is my thing, is putting together teams, managing expectations, finding out who the stakeholders are and actually being able to commit to something, and plan for scope creep and, let whoever's the stakeholders know, like, well, okay, if you want it done by this time, that doesn't work necessarily for waterfall or cascade management. And what's going on in project management, say in the IT world, as far as that sort of thing goes? Is that even a viable project management style, just holding people accountable to their product? Or do managers hate that, or it's all marketing driven?
I think
those are the answers. I don't know.
I think it depends on who owns the company. Like, it depends on how old school they are. If you have like a company owner that like, let's try to be new and hip, they're not going to do waterfall. They're going to be like, let's do Scrum and Agile because that's what everyone does, right? But like, it's more about the process and looking like you're doing the process the new way rather than getting shit done, which is what I think that you would lean more towards, is getting shit done. That's what matters at the end of the day. And I think just like regular project management, exactly what you're talking about, like getting groups of people that need to work together and making sure they're doing their things on time, delivered like under budget if you could, right? Like, do you have any examples of delivering under budget and on time, or even before?
Oh yeah, tons.
Then that's what you should highlight when you apply, along with being a veteran, because that means you could take orders and you could give orders. And so every single company that like caters to veterans will be like, oh yeah, dude, the project manager veteran, let's do it.
Okay, so it's not like a credential thing. No, I don't have a master's degree in engineering. I don't even have bachelor's. I'm gonna have this AA and my life experience. Go out there and sell it, and don't worry about being an old guy. Just let that do what it does.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you have the examples of completing projects like on time, under budget, then if you highlight those in the interview, they're not gonna care whether like certain technical terms, because it's all like you have the proof in the pudding. Like, if anyone can go in there and just vomit a bunch of like technical jargon about how they can manage stuff, but you have like actual evidence, which is what most people don't.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate your channel. We'll keep watching.
All right, man. Hope it helps. Thanks.
Bye.
See ya. All right. That was cool. That's a cool call. But seriously, like, if you're in the military and you get out and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, right? Like, there's a lot of companies that will be lenient towards you because you were a veteran. Okay.
Call from
Khaled.
What's up, dude? How can I help?
Hey, Joshua, how's it going?
It's good, man. What's up?
Yeah, so I've been a subscriber for a really long time. First, I just want to tell you, like, congrats on everything. I really like your content.
Thanks.
One question that I had was, how do you get the energy to work on like a side project while working? So I'm a software engineer, and every time I like go to work or whatever, every time I get off work, I feel like I don't have enough energy to kind of work on anything else. I feel like all my productivity and everything went to work, and I tried kind of reversing that, working a bit later in the day and kind of working on my projects in the morning, but it ended up I'm not like a morning person, so that doesn't even work for me.
Do you work at home?
I mean, yeah, now in quarantine I do.
Okay, so you should. When are the best hours of your day?
I'd say probably starting from 9, I'd say.
That's what I would dedicate towards. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be at your job and your company for the rest of your life until you're 65 and have a nice fat 401k? Like, what do you want to do?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I really want to be an entrepreneur. That's been my dream ever since I was like 15. So, I mean, that's definitely something I want to do.
Yeah, so then...
I don't want...
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just, like... You're going to have to, like, I'm going to give you the unethical advice, which is to be like, do not dedicate the best hours of your workday to your company if you have a side project that you can get away with putting towards yourself. Like, that's what your CEO did. Like, for a fact that, like, most CEOs were working their shitty job that they hated, and then every time their boss was looking away, they were working on their own thing so that they could quit. Like, if anything, they would only have to respect you for it, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know that they broke a bunch of rules, but no one's going to talk about that. They're not going to say that they did that. Like, why would they do that? It makes you look like a horrible person, but that's what you have to do. So I'm just going to say, don't dedicate the best hours of your day to them. Do it for you. Like, it's your life. Like, they're not going to pay you back for that. Okay. All right. I'm done. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Go ahead.
All right.
Was there anything else?
Yeah, there was. Sorry. Yeah, another thing was, like I tried to, while working on like my side projects, I think I saw it from like Gary Vee or someone around there. They said usually it's better to just document your whole process because it's like an added bonus. You can get like people, most likely if you're doing something remotely interesting, they like to tune in. So I've been trying to do like YouTube on the side and whatnot, but I just noticed that like I am not good in front of cameras at all, and it taking like the editing process and all that just took way too much energy out of all those other projects I could have been working on and doing. And I was thinking, is there a way to kind of be better at it or more efficient at it, at like editing, and not just editing, but like being on camera and kind of putting your points across? Or is that just one thing that you have to do with practice?
Okay, so number one, I feel like absolute trash in front of the camera. Might not look like that in all the videos, but that's why there's a bunch of jump cuts, because if I were to just put the raw video file, it'd be like, beep, 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 Josh, why can't you get your beep together? Like, like it's me trying to finish my sentences that I can't, but nobody sees that.
Yeah.
But also, I think I'm a little bit better. I use bullet points, so typically if I'm in front of the camera like I am right now, I'll have my screen behind the camera, and I'll have Notion up with some bullet points of whatever I wanted to mention, and I'll glance over at the bullet point, and then I'll look back at the camera and start talking about that. And I'll do maybe the same bullet point 2 or 3 times, and I'll just pick the best one later. But like, here's the thing. Gary Vee says document everything, and I kind of, because it like kind of do that, but kind of don't
not
do that.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like I tried that, but like documenting doesn't really add value until later when you've made it, and people want to see how you did it. Because when you're in it, and when you're a nobody cares about you documenting your process. Nobody cares. But when like later when you're successful and people see like the product or whatever the brand is, they're like, oh wow, look at all this stuff where he came from. But like that's about it. When you're in it, like when I used to make vlogs, when I had no subscribers, nobody cares about my life. Why should they care? Like, I'm just documenting me making YouTube videos about making YouTube videos. Like, nobody cared. It didn't matter. Like, documenting is only make videos that, in my opinion, like add value. So occasionally I'll like make a vlog, but in that vlog I will try to like
add value.
Yeah, some like my rule is I'm not going to make a video unless someone can get something that they can walk away with. Like, there needs to be one thing that they can like walk away and remember. I don't know.
Okay.
That
makes sense.
Just one thing. Like, even in the most silly videos, like in the relationship videos, it's like one point. Like, you're already complete by yourself. You don't need another person. Like something, doesn't matter what it is. Just something that like you want to drive home a point. And whatever else is whatever else.
All right. One more thing.
Sure.
That I wanted to ask was, how likely is like your manager or whatever, some colleague, to kind of come across like your social media or anything? One of my I think I've been overthinking it, but one of my kind of fears was like, I don't want my manager thinking I was putting in too much effort on like a side project, and that might jeopardize my job in the meantime.
What's the personality?
How likelihood is that of like my manager?
Yeah.
I know they're pretty laid back. I think I'm just overreacting, but I've heard like it's not a good thing to tell people or your colleagues or whatever about you working on things on the side. It's generally not a good thing.
Yeah, but because there's no way for them to know, like, especially now that you're at home, like, how much are you really working on their stuff versus your stuff? But also, it's more of like a don't ask, don't tell basis. Like, I wouldn't wave it in their face, but if it's like not affecting your productivity and you're getting the work done at a rate that they're satisfied with, then continue with that and do whatever you want on yours. that's what I did. Like I did. That's why I say like go in with your foot off the pedal, right? Do as little as possible that keeps them satisfied, and use the rest of that time for you. That's like, okay. But like I wasn't super afraid of it. I was kind of like, yo, dude, look at my YouTube videos, and they're like, oh, that's kind of cute, because they thought I was gonna fail. They thought I was gonna be like, oh, that's a nice pipe dream, Josh. That's cute. Why don't you just quit and shoot video all day? You know, they like joked about it, and I was like, okay, cool. And so that made it into a meme for them. So they never went and looked at it again, because they thought it was silly and a joke. So that was my strategy behind it. Like I was like, I know it looks like I'm nobody, but just you wait. I'm gonna keep doing it. And they're like, yeah. And then every time you want to talk about it, they're like, just shut up with that. You know, you always talk about it. We don't care. Okay, cool. And then they message you later. It's like you play the 4D chess. A little bit of reverse psychology.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it helps.
Yeah, that definitely did. Again, thank you.
All right, man. Have a good Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, you too.
All right. See ya. What up? Just don't do your work on company time. It gets legally sketchy. Well, how do you know what company time is when companies say, you have a flexible schedule? What is company time? Core hours, maybe? Core hours? If the company says, you have to be available for this hour to this hour, but is that really company time? What is company time? Like, you could be working 4 hours here, take a break, work 4 hours there. What, like, you know? Thank you for the 5. Keep up the good work, Josh. What if your coworkers are tryhards and make you look bad when you get your foot off the gas? I got put on probation for that. Yeah, it sounds like your coworkers are like they like to gargle, honestly. Congrats on 250,000 subs. Hey, thanks, dude.
Call from
George.
Oh, George, what up? Welcome to the stream. How can I help?
Hi, this is Josh, right?
Yeah, dude, what's up?
Hey, man. I just want to say thanks for taking my call. This is crazy. I'm a new fan of yours, and so I appreciate you taking my call, man. I just wanted to ask you and see if you can help me with something. I am totally not in tech. I'm not a developer or anything. I'm a legal assistant, but I want to pursue like a side hustle. And I don't know if you have any recommendations for someone who has no experience in any of that, but is willing to learn and grind. And, you know, like, I was very inspired by your story of how, like, you wanted to help your family and stuff. And I know that kind of ended and such, but, like, my parents work very hard, and I want to help them. So if any side hustle could help with that, I would love to pursue it.
Okay. So, like legal assistant, what are your current skills then? Like, what would you say?
Oh, well, so, I mean, I pretty much do everything the attorney needs. So, like, any kind of pleadings, I schedule depositions. Like, I do all the paperwork the attorney ever needs. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with, like, developing anything. So, I don't know how it translates, you know?
Maybe it wouldn't need to translate. Maybe you could leverage what you already know. Like, it wouldn't be pragmatic, you know? Like, you'd spend a lot of time learning code. You got to get up to speed, make an app, release it, or whatever, you know, get, like, part-time job or something. Like, maybe you could leverage what you already know right now. Like, what would you say? Like typing, data entry, like Microsoft Word suite?
Yeah.
Like, what does your resume look like?
My resume, so I've been doing this for like a few years now. I'm a relatively quick typer. I think 80s to 90s, I don't know. That depends on what you consider fast. But as far as like what I do, I'm pretty good at what I do now. I do work efficiently. I'm pretty much faster than most of my colleagues as far as what I do, and I do it well. As far as like preparing documents and typing and data entry, it's pretty much what we do.
Have you thought about offering those services to additional people, like as a contract, like as a part-time gig?
Like other firms?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it. I just haven't really pursued that concept, you know, like, but you think that'd be the best idea?
Right now, yeah. I mean, like, make some extra cash and support, and then learn. Because right now it's just gonna distract you in learning, and it's gonna have that build-up time, and then eventually, yeah, you can get there for sure. But if you just want to like do a side hustle right now, then that's what I would do. I'd leverage what you already know, like for a couple other firms remotely, and then just do them all at the same time. Like if you're faster than all your colleagues, it sounds like you should start maybe charging on a contract basis rather than you get paid hourly.
I do get paid hourly right now. I know some of my colleagues get paid salaried, and I was considering like asking about that. I don't know what the pros and cons of it. I know that you're an advocate of like working from home, and like I don't know how to approach my employer and say like, look, sometimes I come in for 4 hours and I do more than everyone else does in 8 hours. Like I feel like I dominate that very well, but I can't. It feels weird saying that to them because I feel like
you can't say that because that you're throwing everyone under the bus, but you're also telling
and I
them
don't
that you're
want to
not
do that.
working 8 hours a day, which is like so you have to play the game sort of. You have to say, I feel like I'm more productive at home in my home office where there's very little distraction, and as you can see by the metrics, I happen to be performing quite well, and I was looking to see how far I could push their performance without the boundaries of an office and just see how focused I could really get. And you just got to make yourself real corporate like that. But basically, yeah, you can't just be like, yo, fuck these guys. I get more done in 30 minutes.
Definitely. So I guess I got to start doing contract work, offering my services to more firms. I think I could do that, and yeah, definitely. I appreciate all the help, by the way. Sorry, last thing. I noticed that like on your videos you have like a consultation type thing, or like, do you think I should do something with that with you, or like ask you more questions and like do your consultation thing as far as this kind of contract work?
Just DM me on Instagram. You don't have to.
Okay.
I don't think it would be really like worth it in that regard. Like what I would do is just go look at other firms, and then look for contracts and see if you can get paid by the I don't know what's it called. Like what do you call the end result of your product that you make? Or not the product, but
Okay.
like a folder.
So attorneys typically need like a bunch of work done, like for hearings, like a bunch of paperwork, and like I guess they just kind of want the work done, so it doesn't really matter how many hours are worked, right? So I don't know. I guess it's something we'd have to talk about more. I would love to DM you. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But yeah, first of all, Josh, I appreciate everything, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. One thing that you could ask your employer, but you probably won't go for, is to see if you could get paid by like a per task basis, because that's what I would do with other firms. Like be like, hey, how much work do you need done? All right, I'll get this done for $500, and then that's it, right? If you can get that done in 2 hours, you made $500 in 2 hours. Perfect. That's kind of why like hourly's kind of crap, because if you have a task that you could get it done in an hour, that's not how you get paid. You have to work. It incentivizes you to work slowly to make more money, which only hurts the person that you're working for because you're getting it done slowly, which I imagine they want it done fast.
Yeah.
And you also kind of have to, like, you're not doing your best work because otherwise you wouldn't get paid. I don't know. It just creates like this distrust, and then salary is like it doesn't matter if you work harder still because you're capped, but if you're lazy, you still get the same money. So
Exactly. I noticed that here. It's like I feel like because they did send us home in a sense, like to work. And let's say I have 4 tasks, right? Like people have been spreading that out for 8 hours when I can get that done in 2 hours, and it's just like not incentivizing me to work hard. It makes me want to spread that work, and that's not how I like to do it. So I think you're right. I should bill. What's that?
It doesn't feel honest, like you want to make a lot of money.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
But you're not doing your best work. It's just not. It's not good. So you should ask if you can get it paid by a per task basis, and just make that rate competitive to what your hourly rate would be, like and see if you couldn't scale that, and just like then they would know the value of your work if you started charging them way more money than they were actually paying you right now. I don't know.
Definitely. I definitely would love to talk to you about the scaling of that and like how to approach this strategically, because yeah, like I already explained my dilemma, and I don't want to be dishonest, and I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. Josh, I have to go back to work. I appreciate everything, man. Have a great day, and I look forward to talking with you again.
You too, dude. See you later. Bye.
See you.
Okay. Can you work as a W-2 contractor or 1099? Yeah, but it doesn't. Maybe, but like they can still pay 1099s hourly, which is kind of like trash. It's not good. Hourly's just not good. Like if I hire like a plumber to come over, I know he's not gonna work very fast because that's not how he gets paid.
Call from
Sam.
Sam, welcome to the stream. How can I help?
Dude, what's going on?
What's up?
I've been a longtime viewer, and your content, like all the skits and stuff, it's getting really good, and I love it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude. How can I help?
So, I work at one of the world's biggest financial institutions, and so I'm 23 years old. I get paid a healthy salary, not really complaining about that, but I do want to kind of get out of that landscape as soon as I can. And my main goal is just to kind of buy a house and live out somewhere and chill, really. So I basically want to figure out a way to leverage what I currently do, because I happen to be pretty decent at it, and hopefully, maybe create a YouTube channel and talk about it or help people. But I'm not exactly sure what the best avenue is,
Right. What's the skill set look like?
Pretty much a lot of statistics, just kind of like financial stuff, like investing, general business sense, making decisions, stuff like that. Like I advise friends, when they have problems or they're like, hey, I kind of want to do this or that. Kind of similar to what you're doing right now, to be honest. But I don't really have an avenue, you know what I'm saying, to kind of get people, and I'm not like a certified, financial planner or anything like that.
Do you have
But that's kind of what I want to get in.
Do you have the proof for your life? Like, what do you do in your life?
Well, yeah. So I mean, like I invest actively on my own. I have no debt. I pretty much, I live on my own in a big city, and yeah, I don't know. I have a decent stuff to show for it, but
That's what
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I would start with. I would start with here's how I invest, and this is not financial advice. Be sure to say that.
Yeah, of course.
But this is how I invest, and this is what works for me. If you have any questions, leave them or whatever. Book a consultation, whatever you want to do. That's you have to start with like what's worked for you. If the proof is for you, hey, I'm this age. I have no debt. Would you like this too? All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you how I did it, and just start with a story. Everyone relates to a story, so that's what I would start with. It's doable. You just gotta, yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, the other thing is like kind of similar to someone you just spoke to before. Like I feel like YouTube's the perfect avenue. Like I've made short films before. I was like, an anchor on, for my college news and all sorts of different stuff like that. But and it's weird. It's just like this inverse thing where you hope to get big and everything, but like at the same time, if anyone I worked with saw me trying to create like a whole avenue, and like especially because like I can't exactly talk about the stuff that I do. It's like all sort of confidential, whatever. But I can talk about in general what's going on, which I feel like is valuable. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
But talk about it. Just start off with who you are, and here are my results, and then just make it like it's all about consistency. Honestly, there's an audience for everything. Like flat Earth, there's an audience. Like it's honestly like it doesn't matter what you talk about. There's an audience. It takes time to like those people kind of find you, and YouTube kind of pushes you to them based on your tags and stuff. But like just start making them.
Yeah.
10-minute videos. 3 times a week. That's all you got to do.
So let me just ask you this, because I think you're right. Do you think like and this is it's all up to opinion, but you have been really successful with YouTube so far, and you're growing like crazy. Do you think people would more enjoy or be like gravitate to content that is more technical, or do you think they'd more want like anecdotal, kind of like opinion, more like entertainment stuff? Because it's a weird balance. I feel like
you need both. You need to do one that's anecdotal. People love stories. Stories are how people relate to you, and the technical stuff is how they're going to learn from you. But you need both to build that actual like relationship of why they should keep listening to you. Like you're telling them about you, and this is why it worked. Like here's the proof, and also here's all the technical details for you to do it as well, and that creates like trust.
So you think it should be more kind of like about me rather than what I'm talking about, and kind of like build my whole personal brand into it, rather than just like, oh, here's information, here's what works and what doesn't. Just kind of like walk them through how I got there more than the other.
Yeah, because people want to be able to relate to a person. They can't relate to just bullet points on an article, like they want to see how you did it and how like the emotional effects of it. And I'd like to be debt free. Like shit, teach me how to do it. Like that's really awesome. A lot of people struggle with that. There's entire companies and industries based around getting people debt free. Like
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy because, like, everyone knows there's people out there like Dave Ramsey, et cetera, and, like, he has a huge audience, and it's, like, from a person who's, like, literally dealing with absurd amounts of money moving around and, like, in my job, right? But in my personal life, like, I can see a lot of the stuff he says does not work for a lot of people. Like, if you happen to be, like, severely in debt, and, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But, like,
You're not allowed to
there's
say
so
that.
much other stuff.
People
Yeah.
get triggered.
But no, all right. I won't take up any more time, but I seriously appreciate it. And hopefully I'll start a YouTube channel soon. Thanks a lot, Josh.
Yeah, dude, make the channel and send it to me when you do, and I'll look at it.
All right, absolutely.
All right, dude.
Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
See you, man.
Bye.
All right, hold on. I need to put the settings on Do Not Disturb because I had to go check on my dogs real quick. They were like barking the whole time. Just give me a second. Where's the settings? Why is this so difficult to find? Okay, all right. Hold on. All right, so it's on Do Not Disturb mode. I'm going to go check on my dogs for a second. They were freaking out. Blogging is kind of boomer now. Blogging makes people read, and people don't want to stop and read. People just want to listen and keep doing what they're doing, which is why audiobooks and podcasts are so popular. People want to read when they're on like the treadmill or like the bike at the gym, when they literally just stuck on a chair, spinning. Yeah. As more big companies continue to move full-time like Twitter and now Facebook, what are your predictions on how this may affect the industry? I don't have any predictions. I think that the industry could have been remote a long time ago. Like, it's stupid that we needed the Twitter CEO to be like, Twitter employees can now work remote forever. Like, who cares? I don't, like, why does the industry need their permission? I don't know. How come we can't hear them barking? I muted the mic. Okay. Did I miss any questions? There are still some readers. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think blogging works if you have like a recipe, or like things that people have to read, like certain instructions to build something that people need to read and look at diagrams, like cooking, food blogs. Those are really good. But like a blog about your coding journey, nobody cares. They would much rather listen, like instructions, code that they have to look at, maybe. But for the most part, if they can listen to it, they would listen to it before they'd read it. Bring them doggos? Yeah, I will. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. I'll have to take this audio down some. All right. Be back in a second. Big fan from Jamaica. Dude, shout out to Jomo. What's up? All right, be right back. It's so crazy that people just chill here. Thanks for having me on Alt-Tab, by the way. If I'm on Alt-Tab currently right now, you just do me a favor and just like tab on over and hit that thumbs up for me real quick. Thank you so much. How much does it cost to call? I don't know. I'm using Google Voice, so that's a Google Voice number. You can also send me text messages as well. Someone said, No, I don't have any new ones. How do I sort by new? To be honest, it's kind of trash. All right, I'm not answering any more calls. Like, we need to diversify. Okay, the calls. There's not a single grill has called so far. Bunch of dudes in this. That's a new sweater. What? Exposed. What's up, dude? Oh yeah. I tabbed over to thumbs up. Michael, thank you. Kevin Lee, thank you. Thank you for all my alt tabbing homies. Please don't control W that tab. And if you do, make sure to control shift T. Thank you so much. Josh, I'm thinking about quitting my job and becoming full-time watcher of your channel. Thoughts? Yeah, sounds good, dude. Let's do it. I'll call. I don't have any questions. Cherry, don't call. It's fine. No questions. You gotta call with questions. Next caller has to be a grill. Let's see how long it takes. That's how you know my channel is only dudes. Good night. I got value from this. Oh, I hope you got value from it. I think we dropped some gems, a couple gems. I'll call if you give me the answers to the sequel problem. I'm not doing your homework for you. Alright, do not disturb is off. How do you learn to read documentation? You just gotta tab. Lone Scholar, thanks for tabbing over to like. I appreciate you. I made an app which allows users to put table of contents on YouTube videos. Would you be interested in a web app that can do that? I don't know. I'd need to see. Alright, let's see.
Call from
Nor.
Nope, that's a dude. Jordan Peterson of landing a job, yeah. Girl here too shy. That's okay. That's the new rule.
call from
Aaron.
Nope, that's a bro. Let's see. I identify as a fighter jet. Can I call? Sorry, we're only doing Apache helicopters right now.
call from
Nor.
Nope. Hey, big fan from India. Work remote culture. It's making us work hours super long. It's usually 10 to 6, but it's yeah, dude, that sucks. We will be here for a while. Yup. Let's try this.
call from to accept, press 1.
Nope. 2,000 years later. Where's that SpongeBob meme? Can my mom call you? Yo, shout out to Dustin's mom. What up, dude? Let's see. Someone sent me a CV. Would you say I should start a new YouTube channel? This one's doing good, but I'm worried about longevity. Just change the name and do what you want. If you use Messenger, you call. Wait, what? Would you mind reacting to my first YouTube video? What is it? Oh, we got another one.
Call from
Brittany?
to accept.
Welcome to the stream. How can I help? I didn't hang up. Let's try again.
Call from
Jose, my guy. We're waiting for grills. Okay, it's gonna take forever, but there's gonna be a grill in the chat. That's calls. Don't worry about it. Call on the Dave Ramsey show live. We should find like a Zoom link. We should all join it. HR lady should call it. That was a dude. Yeah. Well, we're doing our best. Okay. We're doing the best we can. Mom says hi. What up, dude? What's a dude? 100%. I'm a female. What do you want to talk about? No, you gotta call me with questions. We're just waiting for a female to call with the question. Just to see how long it takes. It's more about principle now.
Call from.
Josh, this is not a girl, but just please pick up.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Welcome to the stream. What's up, dude?
Oh, it went through.
Josh, this is not a girl
No
pickup.
way.
You got me, dude. What's up?
Oh my, thank you, bro. Thank you. I didn't even know it was going through. I'm watching the live, and
What's
I
up,
think
dude?
mine is delayed a little bit, so I can't tell.
It's about
like,
a minute.
You know, what's
So
going
mute me on the screen and listen to the call instead.
on. Okay, let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Wow, thanks, dude. I did not think that was gonna work.
It's all good.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay, so let me just make this brief then, so we can get somebody else on. But so, like, okay, I guess let me just give you my background a little bit. So, like, I've been coding kind of on and off since I was like 16 in high school, basically. But like, kind of like your mindset with like corporate is like, you know, like you do just enough to get by, sort of. I basically just do that for classes and stuff. So like, I'm 21 now, so like I've been coding for 5 years. Like, I'm a junior in college, but I've kind of maintained like entry level. Like, I've never like you know how there's some kids after class they'll go and like do all these projects and stuff. I'm kind of more of just like I just basically just do you know, just what I got to do. But I have like one more year left of college, and I'm trying to like, you know, start doing more stuff. So basically my question is, I guess like obviously there's like a lot of like computer science job fields, like, you know, front end, back end, whatever. I was wondering like which one do you think is like more transferable, I guess, to like the entrepreneurship world? Because you always talk about like, you know, build your own thing on the side and then like try to leave whenever you can once you build experience and stuff.
Okay, so the first one is like, are you a visual person?
See, that's the kind of thing, like I've done like a few internships. I've done a back end internship. I've done some front end stuff. I really don't have a preference. I just kind of want to do the one that probably has the best, like how I said, like the best transfer to like making money and stuff outside of like the corporate world.
But you got to have an idea. Like, you got to have an app idea or something like to do that. And so like, depending on what you want to, you got to have to like, you have to enjoy it somewhat when you're making it later outside the corporate world. Like, so if like you like back end stuff, then maybe start with a job that does that and then work towards the front end. Or if you like, I think visual is the most transferable, because marketing is very visual driven, very like in your face, which is what you need as an entrepreneur more than the product, honestly. So if you like front end, just in general, like visual things, people are just visual in general. So I think that's the most transferable, but obviously you need the back end to make apps work most of the time.
Right.
That's just not the fun part. You're going to get paid more if you get a back end job. It's not going to be as competitive. You're going to have more job opportunities just because it's not more competitive, because it's not visual. People don't like looking at the console boxes all day long, terminals and stuff. So you got to
Okay.
You got to
So
do both,
need
really.
both, but
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Can I ask you one more quick question?
Yeah, dude.
So I know you stay out in like Utah and stuff, and some people talk about like, oh, you should probably move to. I mean, like at least they recommend. Some people are like, oh, you should move to a tech hub, you know, to build a personal network, or you know, some stuff like that. What do you think about that kind of stuff?
I don't think I need to. Like, if you work in web development, why do I need to be in person to build a network? Everything is done online. You know, like I'm sure you have. If you play games growing up, I'm sure you got some friends online that are better friends than your coworkers, and you spend more time with your coworkers than the people online. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if living somewhere has to do with the network. You can network online pretty good. When it comes down to getting the job type deal, you might have to go be in person. But like honestly, Utah is a tech hub. It's called the Silicon Slopes. So we have a lot of startups here. There's almost no manufacturing besides medical devices, and there's like some mining that goes on. But other than that, Utah has nothing but a bunch of desert and mountains. So everything's software.
Wow. Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess those are my main questions. Thank you for your time. I didn't think I was gonna get on here, but thanks. Yeah, I've been watching your channel since the beginning when you had like 20,000 subscribers, so it's really awesome to be on here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for being OG.
All right, man. Thanks.
Have a good one. See ya.
You too.
Okay, cool. All right. All right, for real this time. For real. We're not. No memes. What is this song? Seems chill. Meetup, yeah, Meetup's not a good time right now. Like, out of all the times, Meetup is not the greatest time to network. Oh, we got one. Alright. This better be like...
Call from Becky.
Is this legit? I can't tell. Is this a meme?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's legit. We have a... Welcome to the stream.
Thank you. So I know about coding and I know about all these languages, but I'm going into, I watch your videos more for your corporate and just exposing the things that go on behind the scene. So I'm an entrepreneur and I'm finding that people are more trying to kind of play the game with me, like try to use me. And I'm wondering if you could tell me, like they use those phrases, like you said, like with the tracking software, this is for the good of the company and for your good. And so they talk to me like that. And I guess I'm trying to find maybe some phrases I can say back so I can be like, well, no, actually, you're trying to take advantage of me and I don't like you. But you can't say it like that. I guess you could, but yeah, I'm looking for that kind of advice.
Give me an example, and I'll turn on the corporate.
Okay. I know that my value is, let's say I do sessions with people and like $250 and they're like, well, they'll do one session with me, but then they'll say, hey, but it wasn't as good as it could have been and I really need to do another session. And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm sorry. You want another session, you pay for another session, kind of a thing. I guess. Sorry.
So they want to do
I'm
two
nervous.
sessions, but they don't want to pay for the second one? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Or they try to tell me that my price is too high, and I usually just ignore them, but yeah.
Yeah, so, all right, the way that I would corporate say that would be like, okay, I would be like, if you would like continued services, then you'll have to purchase another package at this time. Like, I don't know. That's how I would say it, honestly. Like, they're going to get mad, right? If someone calls you too expensive, the first thing, like, the first, okay. You have to see it from their point of view. If someone calls you too expensive and you immediately lower your price down to, like placate them, they're going to think that you're not worth anything. Like, they're going to think that you don't respect your value. If you just hold true and you're like, that's the price, it is what it is. You can pay for it or you don't. It means like you actually value your service, you actually value your time, and the people that think you're too expensive are just upset that they can't afford you, mainly. Like, I get that a lot too.
Okay.
People.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, they might try to barter it down. Like, you're like, I don't need this much time with you. Could we do a different price? Then I'll be like, oh yeah, sure, flexible. That's fine. But like, if they want the same thing just for cheaper, and you know it's not going to be like a long-term relationship with these people, then I'm not going to do it. Like, if you know that you're just going to do 2 sessions and then you're never going to talk to them again, that the price is the price. But if you can see like ongoing relationship, like down the line, you know you're going to get more money than you would have, I might lower it. But I would need to know that relationship with that person to know that they would be coming back. But other than that, I would be like, no, that's the price. Because otherwise it just looks like you don't value yourself.
Oh, good. Thank you.
If you immediately come down.
So what about when someone tells you you don't have enough experience to pay for or to charge as much as you do? And I think you're kind of answering that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right. So there, people give me that like all the time. The best one is like, you don't have to be on chapter 10 to teach chapter 1. All you got to do is be on chapter 2. So it's not, and when people say, you know, oh, that's too much money for this much time, you're not paying for the time. You're paying for the time it took to learn how to give this advice to you in that time. You're not paying for the 30 minutes. You're paying for the 15 years it took me to be able to tell you this in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. Well, that helps a lot. Thank you so much, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, just don't budge. Like, hold your ground, and then you'll be surprised that people will be like, okay, fine, and they'll just be like, yeah. Like, they just try. Like, the best they can do is just they can try, and you're like, sorry, that's the price. And be like, oh, well, all right. You know, like, you've seen Pawn Stars, right? Where like the people are like,
Yes.
The people are
Yeah,
like, I
I've
want
seen that.
1,000. He's like, I'll give you $50 for it. And he's like, I want 1,000. And he's like, no, I'll give you $50 for it. And then they're like, okay, $50. You know, like it's the same thing but reverse
Okay.
for you.
Yeah. No, I like this. I can see that my issue is I wasn't able to hold out. I was thinking that I was losing something, but I'm not losing something or I'm not gaining anything if I bring on a client who thinks that my time isn't valuable. Like that's not good for me or them. I mean, why are they even working with me? So this helps so much. Thank you.
I hope it does. But
It does.
it's in the moment. It's hard to do. Like it takes some presence of mind to realize this person's asking for less, and I'm going to have to say no, and he's going to make him feel uncomfortable for a second. But it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
50-60% of the time they'll be like, okay, fine, I'll just pay for it. Like, wouldn't you? Like when people say, when you ask for a discount and they say no, you say, okay, fine, I'll just pay. But I asked. That's what they're doing to you.
I do. You're so right. I do that same thing. And I'm just hoping to get a lower price, but I'm going to go with them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
what they're
you.
doing to you. So just remember that.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks. See ya. All right. Thanks for calling. Thanks for being the first grill to call. Let's see. Someone says simptastic. All right. I think that's it. That's an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to put it on back onto Do Not Disturb. We've successfully diversified our calls today. We've had like 15 dudes and one girl. That's good enough for me. Back to Do Not Disturb. All right. I'll answer some questions. You guys can still text the number and send me pictures. If you send me a picture, I'll send you a picture back. Guaranteed. Let's see what kind of creepy I'll do. Like, in one of the videos I said, send me your creepiest thing that you have in your house. A bunch of people sent me some blow-up dolls. A bunch of people sent me some body pillows with anime waifus on them. I don't know. I got some weird pictures. Maybe that wasn't a great idea. Wait, my sister's gonna call. No. Goal reached. We've diversity quota reached for this stream. Thank you for the stream. Hey, thanks for being here. Seriously. If you enjoyed it, you got something out of it, maybe hit that thumbs up. I have to look in my messages. Someone sent me, yeah, I mean, obviously people sent nudes. People sent some weird stuff. There's some pretty funny memes I got. What is this? I got some selfies. Any pic? Do I say yes to that? Hey Josh, I've been developing for more than 15 years, freelancing for more than 6. I usually agree with you. It's awesome to see you spreading all of this. Hey, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I don't know how you managed to do it for 15 years, but congrats, dude. She wasn't a pillow. I mean, we all know that the waifu body pillow is not just a pillow. It's a waifu. Should I focus on grad programs? Nah, dude. Grad programs don't mean you can do the job. That's what you get paid for, the job. What headphones are you working with? These are Sony CH700s. I got them at Best Buy for $80. I would not pay $80 for these headphones. I would pay maybe 35. I see no messages in here. Nobody's sending text. Let me refresh. Oh, just kidding. Someone said, let's chat on here, smiley face. Who dis? Someone sent an image. Some memes. Where's the curve? Research the flat earth Death Star. Facts. Can you shout out my YouTube? It's Pro Ninja 1960. Go subscribe to Pro Ninja 1960. Does Josh have a waifu? No, I don't have a waifu body pillow, but I do got some body pillows. Hey Josh, how long did you have to do 10-minute videos 3 times a week until you saw decent growth? That wasn't how I started. I started with like just all kinds of videos until I realized it was 10-minute videos at least 3 times a week. Someone said, hey Josh, what's up? Hey, I got a question, bro. All right, send me the question. Hey man, I wanted to say thanks. I work at a call center. came to the conclusion, even though I worked for a telecom company, I was essentially a therapist for people who wanted to vent. That's rough, dude. That's rough. Josh, I'm OG subscriber. What up, dude? Thanks, man. Someone sent me a picture. It says, do me in the do. I'm gonna have to politely decline that offer. Blooper grind real content idea. I don't know what this picture is, but I see a bunch of Udemy tabs open. You should get back to your Udemy. Boy, you got like 18 Udemy tabs open right now. How many videos are you watching? Somebody sent an image. Hey, this is... That's not my airport. Somebody flying right now? Somebody in an airplane? Hold on. For real? Hold on, I gotta take a screenshot. Hey Josh, how does TikTok suck so much? Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think TikTok's got some pretty good memes on it, honestly. Somebody sent an image. Shout out to this face. 903 number. Hey Josh, how do you get over one-itis? You don't get into it. But mainly, there's always another person out there, dude. Don't worry. Cringe reel. Yeah, facts. Texting while flying. It's actually legal, so it's fine. You can text and fly. It's totally fine. Sent an image. Somebody sent this image. Somebody sent another image of SpongeBob giving a BJ to Patrick. Somebody sent... Somebody sent a meme. That's a pretty high quality meme. I can't share screen because it shows the numbers in the corner, but I'll share the meme like this. That's pretty funny. Somebody sent this. You know a lot about cybersecurity? No. I don't know if you guys can see this. Pretty high quality meme. We'll just hang out for another 15 minutes or so. Tried to call you, but it's not working. Yeah, it's on Do Not Disturb mode. So let me... So I'm going to change this to text me a picture. Text me a selfie. Oh, God. Let's see how that turns out. Can you shout out my channel? What up, Bitcoin? PYSA. Primordial. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Somebody sent an image. Insert meme here. What up? Oh, this is... We got the tack. Dang, dude. Eight 8,497. No, 8,497.1. That's a lot of hours. Somebody sent me a YouTube. It's a dev vlogging channel. What is this? Hey Josh, always great content. I died laughing at the ultra busy remote worker. Your buddy who played as the junior dev was hilarious. You should do more parodies. Oh, Mike, yeah. I was thinking, all right, chat, tell me if this is a good idea. The next skit I was thinking of doing is being a recruiter, where I'm a recruiter, bro, and I'm just calling everyone that I can manage to reach, and just like call some dude that's like a contractor, and contractor, like the recruiter's like, hey, are you interested in development? I have a great programming job for you. And the contractor's like, what? Yeah, like development. And the contractor's like, what do you mean development? I like code? I don't code. Oh, well, you do development, right? Development. Real estate development, project development, app development. It's all the same thing. I have a great job for you. Like, because that's what recruiters do. They just throw anything at anyone and say, hey, this job would be a great fit when it's clearly not a great fit. I don't know. I think that'd be good. Oh, God. What is this? Somebody want me to support when you need it most. You ever do Q&A privately? I don't know. Maybe. Someone said, I'm Russian in Africa. That's a pretty dope pic. That's a nice view. Is that Cape Town? Don't hate recruiters. They're just doing their job. Some recruiters actually try to like match you, but most recruiters are just like, hey, bro, I got a great job that's a perfect fit for you. You do C++? Guess what? This is SCSS. And I know it's as close as it could be. Meanwhile, the applicant is more confused than a fart in a fan factory. You know? Been working on getting a new job. Haven't had time due to the demands. Do you think I should quit and focus on my portfolio? No. No. That's a nice selfie. What do you think of Apex? Like the game Apex? I can't read this. That's so funny. This is true. For the guy who asked about one-itis, this is for you, my friend. That's true. That's true. Why don't you open an agency? I don't want to manage people. I don't want to get a bunch of clients. I kind of like doing this thing. What do you think about Joe Rogan leaving YouTube? Is that a real thing? Is that happening? Hello, just joined Jazzy Mind. Thanks for being here. I applied for a digital marketing job today, and this recruiter tried to match me with a technical sales job for a crane company. It's basically the same thing, dude. Crane company, marketing. Market some cranes, bro. Marketing and sales is the same thing. Why not change the music? What? I don't know. Recruiters are just an unneeded middleman, and in my opinion, I think that like I don't know. Companies that use recruiters clearly don't care about the validity of their candidates, and they'll be like, "We're too busy." Like if a company wanted to hire somebody, they would hire the person. The seventh fish looks hot, dude. Personally, I think this is goals right here. Hold on, not to offend anybody, but that's impossible. 2020. I think this is the cutest. This is the cutest fish, right there. Contract with Spotify? Wait, what? Really? Dang, dude. You're going all in. Schools doesn't let you focus on passion. All those hours studying in school could be used to focus on your passion. That's why school is trash. What do you think? Your passions doesn't pay the bills. Nobody cares about your passions. Nobody cares about your passions. The market doesn't care about your passions. Your passions may or may not pay the bills depending on what your passion is, but by and large, most people's passions don't pay bills. School doesn't let you focus on passion. School's prepping you to get a job because schools make employees. Schools don't make employers. You know? Where's my music? There we go. Somebody said read my text. All right, hold on. Questioned an image. What? Somebody sent me a screenshot of a text. What up, 402 selfie? Somebody sent me a Reddit PNG. What is this? Is this a risky click? No, not too bad. Somebody said you can roast me on stream if you want. Oof. Editing, and you look great, by the way. Well, thank you, 207 number. Are you reviewing Tinder accounts anytime soon? That'd be a funny stream if HR just reviewed your Tinder account. If I focus on programming instead of school, that could be helpful for me. I mean, like, college lets you focus on programming. Somebody said, hey, I quit my bootcamp job. I think if you quit your bootcamp job, that's fine. It was only 3 or 4 months anyways, right? First experience, then you're good, right? That's perfect. Doggo selfie. That is a nice dog. That is a nice dog, man. I like that. I like those glasses, by the way, 516 number. Josh, I can fake work experience by putting freelance on my resume to fill in my resume gap. You can put freelance to fill in your resume gaps if you want, and they're going to be like, "Oh, really? What did you freelance for? Did you freelance for a company? What company was that? Can you link the website? Did you freelance for something legitimate? If you did, could you link the project that you worked on?" Every time you try to put like, "I worked on myself. I was a freelancer," they're going to be like, "Yeah, that doesn't really count." Shout out to 778 number. She sent me the peace symbol. Can you whistle? I can do 2 types of whistles actually. I can do the old man whistle like this. This is the old man whistle with his teeth. It just comes out the bottom and the top teeth. Just anything you say that has an S. Any words that just become a whistle. And then you have like the actual whistle, which is right. Josh, have you let love happen? Good meme. Bro, the lady that left those messages about like my relationship standards told me that I just need a real doll. She told me that I'm a control freak and that I need a real doll. And she said I sound like a broken record. You just need. Look, I'm reading the DMs right now. Like, these are the DMs that she sent me. I'll read it to the chat. Like, she's so mad after that video. She DM'd me to continue to tell me about how I'm a trash human. You need a plastic doll. You sound like a broken record. I'm tired of this. You're too stubborn to talk to. Let me see. She told me that my wife was not crazy. What else did she say here? And I said, I don't understand why you're so triggered, which obviously triggered her more. I said, I don't want to get married because I can't predict what the other person's going to do. And that seems silly to do that. If someone changes in the wrong way and starts doing things that you think is weird and wrong and you don't want to be around. And she said, I think you're scared to embrace change. You're doing it out of fear. Bro, like what? She called me a control freak again. She said that I'm a shallow guy. Dude, she's just mega trigger, dude. Look here, look. I'm gonna put it far enough back, but look. This was the conversation. This was the conversation that started up at the top. Hey, it's me from YouTube Cringe, right? And I said, why you say I don't have purpose if I don't have kids, right? And then look at this. Look at how long this goes. See this? That's all her. This novel right here is about how I'm a kid and about how I'm a shallow man and that I'll never find someone and I don't deserve someone. And she just keeps going. And I just put, why are you so triggered? Right? And she called me a control freak. And I said, I'm not a control freak. And then she started sending me voice messages. And you could see that I clearly listened to her voice messages. I listened to one and I was like, oh no. And then she sent me some pictures of people that are cute with bangs because I said I don't like girls with bangs. Right? So there's a picture of a girl with bangs there. And I said, what did I say? I said, oh yeah, I still don't want to get married. She said, fear of rejection. She just keeps going. See, look at this. She just keeps going. And then she sent me a final one that said, "It's all good. Looking forward to seeing you change your mind and break all those rules you have, LOL. Maybe when you start thinking about proposing to someone or when your first child is born. Have a good life." And all I said was, "Hey, it's all good. You don't have to date me, you know? It's all good. You're allowed to have opposing viewpoints. I'm not sure why my viewpoints trigger you so much. I'm not saying you have to have the same ones." And she said, "Have a nice life." After I said, "Hey, it's all good. You do you. We don't have to date. You have a good weekend." And she said, "Have a nice life." Is she hot? No. She sent me pictures of people with bangs to convince me that people are cute with bangs. I was like, okay. Bro, like, it's like super triggered. Like, I never thought. Look, here, look, I'll play the audio for you. Why not? Like, I'm not doxing anybody, but a voice is a voice, you know what I'm saying? She's probably in here. She'll be like, "Josh, I can't believe you did that." Here you go. Look.
Okay, I guess I'm tired typing, so I'm just gonna say it because it's easier. The thing is, you know, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying that probably you're gonna suffer a lot more like that because in the end, you are looking for someone, aren't you? You are looking for a girlfriend or I don't know, not a wife, of course, but probably you don't want to be alone. You say that, "Oh, it's easier to be alone and I'm stronger. I don't need anybody and stuff." But still, you're looking for someone to date or a girlfriend or whatever you want to call it. So what I mean is, if you do want that, probably you're not getting because no one can be so sure about the future like that. You know, you cannot be certain that in 10 years you're not going to want the things you're saying you do not want right now. That's impossible to know. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I know, but if I didn't want kids 10 years ago, right? I still don't want them now. What do you mean, how is that impossible to know? It's also impossible to know that the person you get married to is going to be the same person. So why are you guilt tripping me? You know what I'm saying? All right, chat, I'm going to let the chat vote, I guess. Should we go through the other voice messages? Your choice. I'll play the other voice messages. I don't know what she's going to say yet. And honestly, we'll do it live. Should we do it? You vote. Chat can vote. Brazilian Portuguese, yeah. Gaslighting. Someone says no. Someone says yes. Someone says please. There's like 2 no's. All right. Looks like we're doing it. If you don't want to hear about relationship talk, if you don't want to hear me probably getting gaslit about why I'm crazy, maybe she ends up really chill. Let's find out.
It seems like you want to date yourself. Like you want to find someone that is exactly like you, that wants the exact same things as you do. And, you know, you don't want to face difference, like face the challenge, you know, like what if I think you're too afraid of that. I don't know what happened. Like, are you so scared that people change? Because they do. I'm sure you changed as well, you know, the last, I don't know, few years probably. But that shit happened. Like people change and you cannot be sure. That's what I'm saying. You know, I don't know why I'm saying this or why I'm texting you that. Like you live 100,000 miles away. Like I don't even know you. I don't even, you know, have anything to say about it. I don't know what I'm doing here. That's the truth.
So I said, yeah, you can't be sure. People won't change, right? So if you get married to someone, then they become a drug addict. I'm out, you know, right? And she's guilt tripping me because I'm saying I don't want something in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, is this one of your exes? I haven't dated any Portuguese women before. So, she doesn't know what she's doing. That's why she doesn't know what she's doing, which is why she sent me literally 3 more messages and some pictures and a novel after that, right? She has a lot of nothing to say. Should we continue? let's continue, I guess.
When you say like, but I'm free to walk if they do things. Yes, you're free to walk even if they do not do things. Like, you're free to walk anytime. Like, you don't have to establish the rules. Like, if you do this, I'm leaving. If you do that, I'm leaving.
Yes,
If
I
you
do.
cut your hair, I'm leaving. Like, you can leave even if they do not do that. If they do something else, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's no point. These rules are pointless. Like, these things that you establish as
shouldn't have
important
standards.
to you are so shallow and can change, in a second. So they don't even matter. Like, they're not even worth saying. You understand what I mean? Like, these are things that you, I don't know, they change all the time and people change, and I don't understand why is this important. These guidelines are important to you, like, if they're not even real.
What? Bro, if you got a shaved head that's purple, I'm just not physically attracted to you. What's wrong with that? If we're in a relationship and you do that, I'm going to probably break up with you because I'm going to be like, number one, what? I don't understand. I don't understand. She's going to change. Run, don't. This is not my ex. This is not any of my exes. I don't know this person. This was the person that the last video left a comment about how I don't have purpose without kids. Okay, let's continue. We got 2 more.
And yes, physical attraction is so important.
There you go.
Probably for the 3 first months, they're
Wait, what?
important. After that,
Hold
you
on,
do
let's
not
pause
stay.
right there. She says physical attraction is important for the first 3 to 4 months. It doesn't matter after the 3 to 4 months that you're still physically attracted to them. Do you agree, chat? Does chat agree or disagree? I think that if you've been married for a while, you probably still find your husband or wife attractive, right? Most of the time, if you're in a good marriage. Josh is making her famous. No, we're not putting any names. I'm not naming anyone. It's just audio. She sounds like she likes you. Let's continue.
With someone because they look good or because they have a beautiful body, but because you love what they are and what they are, basically. Like, physical appearance, it changes, so in the end you are gonna be physically attracted to someone by their brains or what they say. Like, in the beginning, of course it's important because you're not gonna get close to someone you do not, that's the basic rule. That's the first thing, but it does not last. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's important in the beginning, but after a few years, like, I'm not with my husband because I think he's handsome, which I do think he is.
That's a
but
roast.
because everything else, even if he was in an accident or something happened to his physical appearance, I wouldn't leave him because of that, because it's more than.
She cut herself off. That wasn't me. She cut herself off with that. All right, we'll continue.
And what is attractive today can change over time. Do you remember, like, in the 80s, where the guys had those singers had those big bangs, like big fluffy bangs?
Remember,
like, that
I
was
said
attractive in
Receive
that
these
time. Like,
messages.
now we look at it and we think, oh my God, how could they ever be attracted to that? Like, physical appearance is the same thing. They change. So today you may like long hair, but can you know for sure
Yes.
you're gonna want the same things? Like, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying. It's
100%.
insane.
100%.
Okay, so I don't know. It's just what I'm telling you. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm talking to you right now.
Me neither.
But I know.
Honestly.
Just trying to help a brother out, like trying to make you
What?
think about something different, and try to. I don't know why I care.
Yeah, me neither.
Good luck.
Have a nice life, I guess. That's what she told me, right? And then she sent me some pictures from the 80s. As you can see, she said, at one point in time, these people were attractive. And I said, okay, but I'm like, what? Isn't this is great, right? This is fantastic. I just don't. She told me that, what did I say? She said, that's so shallow, it's pathetic. And I said, it looks like I'm shallow then, but that's not a bad thing. I'm not forcing anyone to be with me. She said, no, it's not. As long as you're actually shallow and not just pretending to be shallow. And I said, okay, well, it looks like I'm shallow, but that's subjective. And it's great because we don't have to date. And she said, I'm going to read directly. You think there are so many men like you, really like you. You think you represent like a big fat portion of society saying that on YouTube? People will lie to you and tell you what you want to hear. Not on the internet. That's not how it works. But that does not benefit you in any way. If there are two equal people in the room, one is unnecessary. He said, don't believe you're right because some people agree with you and say, yeah, I'm like that too, when they're really not. If that's what you really want, a clone of you, that will never ever change and remain the same forever. Okay, think about the consequences of that. I said, I'm a minority, it's no problem. I don't want a clone. And she said, you just need a plastic doll, LOL. And I said, everyone's free to do what they want. Do what they want. And she said, oh my gosh, you sound like a broken record. Yeah. Why does she care so much? Bro, we don't know why people care so much about, like, me just leaving if I'm not physically attracted to a girl. Like, we don't understand why these people care so much. And I don't understand why they care so much. But I get a lot of DMs from people saying, like, please God, have kids. And I'm like, why? What? I don't understand. She has gone too far. We just don't. I'm sorry I brought up Let Love Happen. Are you really now? Someone said, I'll just message on here. Okay, what's up? What else we got? Why are you giving it attention? Because it's quality content. Like, what do you mean? It's entertaining for the chat. It's entertaining. Like, it's not about giving it attention. I'm not naming names or anything. Someone told me that if you date me, please cheat on me. Some girl left like 10 comments, and then I looked at her channel, and she seemed like a normal girl. She had a bunch of covers where she was singing really nice, and she sounded like such a nice person on her channel, and then I read the comments that she left on my channel, and it's like, if anyone ever dates this guy, please cheat on him. He deserves it. And what? Is this the same person? It's really strange when you see the haters. Josh, you're destroying their Disney dreams. Her argument made me think, what? Nice jacket. Hey, thanks. We're all confused at the end of the day. All right, someone sent me a bunch of pictures. Are you making money off of a live stream? Not sure how ads work on it. That's just engagement, mainly. I don't make a lot of money from... Only money I make from ads or from live streams is from, like, donations, basically. I don't make money off of ads on live streams. All right, I think that's it. We've been live for like 2 hours. I'm going to bounce. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow in the video premiere for probably Every Office Wants to Be Google. That's what I'm thinking. Or maybe Recruiter Skit. I need more time for that. We'll see. All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here. Oh, wait. Before you leave, just click like. Are you happy with your life? Yeah, dude.